Hello, Atlanta. My name is Dr. Caylan Bookman, and I'm a 2021 to 2022 ElevateMeD scholar. I'm an Arizona native, and I completed my medical training close to home at the University of Arizona College of Medicine, Tucson. Now I'm in my final year of psychiatry residency at Yale, and I'm excited to share that I'll be heading to Philly next month to begin my child and adolescent psychiatry fellowship at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I am truly honored to be here today celebrating an incredible moment for ElevateMeD and for remarkable future psychiatrist Jahlecia Gregory. When I first became an ElevateMeD mentor, it was because I knew firsthand the power of having a community that believes in you. ElevateMeD has poured so much into me, supporting my journey, lifting me up, and reminding me that I belong in this field. It was only right that I give back to be that same source of encouragement and guidance for the next generation of physicians of color. Because when one of us rises, we all rise. And I cannot think of a more deserving rising star than Jahlecia Gregory. From the moment I met her, it was clear she is someone who radiates kindness, joy, and an unwavering commitment to making a difference. She carries herself with grace and compassion, embodying everything a physician should be. Jahlecia is going to be an exceptional psychiatrist, not just because of her intelligence and dedication, but because of her heart. She has a way of making people feel seen, heard, and valued, qualities that will make her a true force for change in medicine and beyond. Her impact is already being felt, and I have no doubt she will continue to inspire, heal, and uplift everyone fortunate enough to cross her path. Jahlecia, it has been an absolute honor to be a part of your journey, and I cannot wait to see all the lives you will touch. You are a light in this world, and we are all better for it. Congratulations and keep on shining. And now, please help me welcome Jahlecia's senior mentor, Dr. Maia McCusition.
Oh my goodness, that was supposed to stop before we did it in the sound check. So I'm gonna start off to the windows, to the walls, to all my ElevateMeD friends and family. Now that is a hype song. I love it and we all know it, but to me it's special. It was a toast to me for my late father on my wedding night. So just like that song is a lot, it's so much more to me. ElevateMeD is so much more than a scholarship. And this toast to Jahlecia Gregory is so much more than a speech. Okay, now my phone went dead. Sorry. I am Maia McCusition. I am an ElevateMeD board member and second string mentor to Jahlecia Gregory. Due to some unforeseen circumstances in December, Jahlecia allowed me to step in as her mentor. I was not a psychiatrist, nor am I a psychiatrist now. And my last real exposure to the match and academia when I was a resident. Like I said, but I can mentor as only a pediatrician auntie can. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I know some. I'm far removed from the match, but I know some folks that are not. And Yale, I've never been to New Haven, but I got a real good friend that went to Yale as undergrad. So please don't think that our relationship is unidirectional, because it was not. We talked about all sorts of things, and although I love my children, Jahlecia understands what I mean when I say they are real, living, breathing birth control. She also knows that I'm a pediatrician running a practice, and she understands the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows, and we always laugh about it, and I'll keep those things to myself because you will think I am less than a businesswoman when I really am. I knew the first text we shared actually, that Jahlecia was phenomenal. As an ElevateMeD scholar, it's a given. She's academically sound, well-spoken, and well-rounded, but she is also community-minded and selfless. I don't remember the month. It got cold in Atlanta, and her friend Shelby, raise your hand, had an idea to help the homeless. Now, in the midst of everything, they collected 130 blankets, even more scarves, socks, and hats to give to the homeless community in Atlanta. Now, there was no organization, there was no foundation, there was no nonprofit. Shelby had an idea and she asked. Jahlecia stepped up and helped. She was in the midst of interviews at the end of her med school career, but she did it. And that's who Jahlecia is. Now I'm gonna go back to the beginning. While I knew that Jahlecia was going to Yale, she may not have. With over 14 invitations to interview. Now you guys understand in medicine, 14 invitations to interview for residency programs. It was a huge decision to make. She weighed the pros and the cons and made a very sound decision in making her ranking list, and she got her first choice. She nailed it, and I will explain how I knew she was going to Yale. First impression, black girl magic personified, and I know black girl magic. When the soon-to-be Dr. Gregory completes her program, she will not only be proficient in child, adolescent, and adult psychiatry, she will also have spent the last 2 years of her program doing 20% of her time doing research, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. 80% of her time doing research. I'm not sure how it's possible, but I do know that she will be even more of a powerhouse and write her ticket anywhere she wants to go, including Barbados on a beach practicing. I could go on and on and on, share more about how she gave me travel advice and likes to dress like me. Maybe she'll tell you that later. But instead, I will now introduce you to my forever mentee, and I'm going to take a point of privilege, Dr. Jahlecia Gregory.
Put them hands together. We clapping. We drumming.
Thank you so much. I love you too. Good evening, everyone. I'll say it one more time. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I would like to start by thanking Dr. Porter Humphrey and the rest of the ElevateMeD staff for everything you do and for inviting me to be your keynote speaker. It is an absolute honor to be with you tonight at ElevateMeD Ignite Atlanta, celebrating the power of mentorship and the future of medicine. And I see a lot of my future colleagues here in this room with me today. I would like to tell you all about one of my favorite classes from my time at the University of Notre Dame. It was a psychology class called Adolescent Development. I guess it's no secret that I was truly meant to be a child psychiatrist. One thing that always stayed with me from that class is this idea that when a child faces incredible obstacles in their life, the presence of at least one strong relationship with a loving adult can make all the difference for their future. I remember sitting in class and rolling this idea around in my head, and it reminded me a lot of the role that my grandmother has played in my life. See, from birth, my grandmother has been what you might call a ride or die. And I mean that literally. My grandmother absolutely hates driving long distances. She only uses local roads in Florida. Do not ask her to take the highway, ever. But yet, in 1998, when I was born in Tallahassee, Florida, and I had to be medevaced to Gainesville while my mom was still in recovery, my grandmother hopped in her red Honda Civic and drove all the way from Tallahassee to Gainesville. This was before GPS. She had to ask for directions on the side of the road. My grandmother was my first best friend. My favorite memories are some of the Florida summers that I spent with her, teaching me how to eat mangoes with just my teeth. If you're Caribbean in the room, you know exactly what that means. She taught me how to swim, and she also taught me how to pair the perfect red lipstick with any outfit. She was my first mentor. Originally from Barbados, my grandmother was also my first travel partner, taking me with her anywhere she went, including a trip to Mexico when I was in middle school. Together, we spent an entire afternoon in crystal blue waters, swimming with the dolphins. And I remember thinking, this is what life is all about. I was overjoyed. During the school year, those memories of my grandmother were the only thing that helped keep my head above water. Because outside of my summers, I experienced severe financial insecurity. Unknown to the rest of our family at the time, my mom struggled deeply with her mental health. And as a result, it wasn't unusual for me to come home from school to the water being turned off, an eviction notice on the door, or even no electricity. Despite many of these programs now being at risk, I stand here today as a proud beneficiary of programs like food stamps, Medicaid, and free and reduced lunch that provided food and health care to a little girl who just wanted a chance to be standing before you today. Thanks to institutional support and also the loving memories that my grandmother gave me of swimming with the dolphins, I had a lifeline to hold on to. Many children are not so lucky. My grandmother saved my life and gave me the hope that I needed to learn resilience. All this time, everything that I wanted to do, everything that Dr. McCusition said, everything that Dr. Bookman said, all that I've done is only to make her proud and to let her know that I appreciate everything that she's done for me. So fast forward to 2021, and now I've gotten a grant from the American Association of Medical Colleges Fee Assistance Program to go to medical school. This was to offset the thousands of dollars needed to apply. I finally joined Morehouse School of Medicine, class of 2025. And y'all, I am truly ecstatic. Of course I'm nervous about being able to handle the coursework, but I finally made it into the room. I'm finally in the building that'll bring me closer to my dreams of providing care for those in our community who truly need it. But in my acceptance bliss, I also desperately tried to forget those nagging emails from MSM Debt Counseling that tried to tell me to look at my loans. All I could think was, how could there possibly be any more roadblocks? Hadn't I overcome all the big, hard things already? Doesn't a full ride scholarship to the University of Notre Dame for undergrad and merit scholarships for medical school, doesn't that mean I'm finally here? Well, not exactly. I logged into my FAFSA account and I was staring at $300,000 in student loan debt. I can speak for many of my peers here tonight when I say it's very difficult to focus on your studies when you're just starting off and somehow you're already behind. Right now, there are thousands of brilliant, compassionate doctors who have the potential to transform healthcare, but they need your support to get there. They need grandmothers like mine to help keep them afloat. And they need loving communities, most of all, to help uplift them. Last year, I got an email from ElevateMeD, and thanks to your generosity, I was awarded a $10,000 scholarship. Yes, thank you so much. I was so excited that even someone would think of me to reduce my burden of medical education. More than this, though, ElevateMeD provided me with something even more powerful. A loving community filled with all of you and like-minded peers supporters, and mentors who show me that improving the health of our communities is possible. My grandmother was my first lifeline, and I'm so happy to say that all of the folks here at ElevateMeD have quickly been added to that list. Through ElevateMeD, I've been connected with many amazing mentors, such as Dr. Caylan Bookman, who you all saw before, and Dr. Maia McCusition, who have truly supported me with the transition to residency. I actually met Dr. Bookman last year at the SNMA AMET conference in New Orleans. I remember vividly walking over to the Yale table, and the first thing I was struck by, there were so many residents at the table who looked just like me, especially Dr. Bookman, who's also very tall. So I walked up to him, and we immediately hit it off and started talking about our love for child psychiatry and our interest in health justice. Dr. Bookman encouraged me to reconnect with one of the Yale psychiatry program directors. And that ultimately led me to spend my last summer in New Haven, Connecticut, doing psychiatry research. This was all before Dr. Bookman even became my official mentor. So thank you so much, Dr. Bookman, when you see this. I also can't forget about last year's all-expense-paid Scholar Summit in Phoenix, Arizona, which was truly one of the absolute highlights of my medical school journey. ElevateMeD provided outstanding leadership development in topics such as storytelling, social media, and financial wellness. Every aspect of the event was thoughtful and let me know that I'm safe and supported here. I'll forever be grateful for this amazing community that has truly impacted the trajectory of my journey and my career as a future child psychiatrist. But here's the thing, I'm just one of many. Sometimes we talk about not letting our students slip through the cracks. I like to argue that it's actually the opposite. Every day, our students are fighting against concrete barriers, financial, medical, political, and educational systems that limit their access to fields like medicine. Those of us who manage to actually slip through the cracks and fight our way to become physicians are told that somehow we didn't earn it. Tonight, I stand before you as living proof of what happens when we invest in future physicians. I stand here as a soon-to-be doctor, ready to step into the world and make a difference, not just because of my own perseverance, but because of the people who believed in me along the way. Imagine what we could do if we made the same investment in hundreds or even thousands more students. So tonight I ask you not just to give, but to believe. Believe in the power of a loving community. Believe in the power of one strong relationship with a loving adult for every child. And lastly, believe in the students who will shape the future of medicine. Because for every student that ElevateMeD supports, the health of an entire community is elevated in return. Thank you.